On race weekend this week, we continue preparing the groundwork for our renewed efforts to promote local motorsports. In the past 2 weeks, we have had as guests Mr. Mandy Eduque, the chairman of the Motorsports Committee of the Automobile Association of the Philippines, or AAP, who discussed the current initiatives of the AAP as encouraged and funded by the FIA to have grassroots development of motorsports in the country. He was followed by Miss Bing Bang Dulce, who together with her husband Lito Dulce are the driving spirits behind the continuing development of slalom racing in the Philippines. This week we try to get some insights into how circuit racing is further being promoted in the country. Here's my on-cam conversation with Mr. J.P. Castellaño, the Vice President of FlatOut Race Series, one of the leading racing clubs in the country. Nice meeting you, JP.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Okay, let's first probably give our viewers a background of yourself, how you got into motorsports.
All right, I'm JP Castellaño, and I started my racing career way back in 2002. I joined the Run What You Brung series. It's an amateur time trial series that was organized by the Ramirez racing family, by the late Pocholo Ramirez. So I started there. I think I did one season, and then I moved on to their SVI Challenge Cup in the National Production Car Series, which we call now the Philippine Touring Car, the PTCC. A couple of seasons doing that, and then I became friends with the Pastor family, the late Enzo Pastor and Tito Tom Pastor, who is handling also a lot of motorsports events. And from there, when my friend Enzo came back from the States, we organized the Circuit Showdown series. When the Run What You Brung series was stopped, there was a gap or a lack of events for amateur and novice drivers who want to delve into motorsports. There was no opportunity for them. So Enzo took the challenge and he came up with a Circuit Showdown series. And now, I think that's 2009, so 8-9 years onwards, we're now called FlatOut Race Series, and we're still catering to the amateur and grassroots motorsport.
So you're basically circuit racing. That's your discipline.
My discipline is circuit racing. Yes,
okay, yeah, and you also represent this FlatOut thing. Give me a brief background of your organization.
Yeah, so like I said, it was originally conceptualized by Enzo Pastor with the name Circuit Showdown. So it's a grassroots time attack and wheel-to-wheel racing competition. So this is very unique in that you can take your daily driven normal street car and join our events with just minimal requirements, your driver's license, your DOT-rated helmet, and a few other safety equipment. You can go and have fun at the racetrack and then drive your car home. And as for the wheel-to-wheel racing, some would think that's very inaccessible because of the costs and the equipment that's required to race wheel-to-wheel with other racers in a circuit. But then we have different classes for different skill levels in different cars, so that makes it quite easy for someone who has very little knowledge or very little experience in motorsports to try it out and have fun at the racetrack, and then maybe further on move up the ladder and to try other racing disciplines.
Okay, JP, let me give you an idea why you're here, and also probably our viewers why you're here. Well, for the past several weeks, we've started our effort to not revive, but help support local motorsports. Some weeks back, we had here no less than the head of the top representative of FIA in the Philippines, Mandy Eduque. He's the director, I'm sure you know him. He's the director of motorsports of the AAP. And before I talked to him, and one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to him here on the show was because I felt that I wasn't sure about the status of motorsports, because I don't see much coverage in the newspapers and especially on television, until I got to talk to him and I found out that the AAP is right in the middle of motorsports development, and they are trying to also get out of that stigma of being identified as a rich man's or rich boy's sport. So, as I also explained, I've been explaining on the segment of Race Weekend, we already have establish our covenant to help motorsports. Very soon, we will be airing already the coverage of probably some of your events and the events of the other motorsports discipline. Now, tell me, can we give our viewers more information about these events that you stage? Where are they? Mostly what time? What day of the week?
Yeah, so our schedule for the 2018 season starts March 3 at the Clark International Speedway. And we are holding 8 rounds total, so 8 months out of the year there will be racing events for you to join. Usually we hold them during the first Saturday of every month, but then some months we have to compromise schedule just to accommodate other racing events like the Vios Cup and the Philippine Touring Car Championship. But mostly we get the first Saturday of the month, and then we try to make it accessible for families. So instead of the usual 2-day racing weekend that people who race in the professional or the higher series are accustomed to, we run the 1-day weekend. So you come to the track in the morning, practice, take your time trials, and then after taking the awards in the afternoon, you go home to your family, have dinner. So it's basically a quick escape from work, or for those who want to enjoy their racing but have limited time and limited resources.
Risking to sound redundant, can we go deeper again into the details of if I wanted to join you? Where do I go? What do I bring? What are your requirements?
So at the basic level, we have the time attack or the time trial series. So this is racing against yourself, against the clock. You come to the track with your daily street car. It should be equipped with the seat belts and basic safety. There should be no leaks and no loose parts. So it should basically be a reliable car that you bring. So once you have that, you have your driver's license, you have a helmet, you register at our event at the racetrack, at the registration site, and then our instructors and our crew will brief you on what to do, especially if it's your first time on the track. We offer, a couple of guide instructors before you are let out. And then practice session starts around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it goes on to the afternoon. You get your 3 time laps in the morning after you practice. Those 3 time laps, we get the best time from those entries. And then in the afternoon, you try to do better again with 3 hot laps. And then you try to beat other people by being the best lap in your class that you joined.
So these are one-by-one starters.
Yeah,
It's not wheel-to-wheel.
Yeah, it's not wheel-to-wheel, so that's the time attack series, which at the basic level is accessible to anyone. And then we have the wheel-to-wheel or the grid races, as we call them, and it's divided into skill levels from A to E, or we call them by letters. So the faster groups or the more experienced and faster drivers are in the Group A or the Grid A, and then those ones that have graduated from the time trial or time attack, they go to Grid E to start learning how to race with other people side by side on the grid.
Tell me, JC, aside from your group organizing these events, would you have, or are you intending to have some lessons for wannabes, those that are really green to the bone but are very interested to learn the sport?
As a habit, we actually arrive at the track Friday before the race, which is Saturday. So Friday, we are there at the track. Some people who want to practice and some people who want to partake in lessons. We offer instruction to them in some more casual environment, since it's the Friday practice before the race event on Saturday. So yeah, we have a couple of instructors ready, and you may visit our Facebook page to schedule lessons, one-on-one lessons at different days or weekdays even.
Okay, let me ask you this. One of the challenges of motorsports in the Philippines, and I guess this is also universal, but more so here, is which is one of the factors it's stunting its growth, is the lack of sponsorship, the lack of sponsors who would not only sponsor events but sponsor the races themselves. How do you think can we help this?
The first thing that comes to my mind is more media coverage and more exposure. So it's great that you guys are doing this to spread the word and to make motorsports or Philippine motorsports more known to a greater amount of people, a greater public. The sponsors will come when they know that their product gets exposure and that the racer carrying their brand gets well known, and it's exposed to a good number of enthusiasts and fans and people. So right now, I think we're at a stage when sponsors or the corporate world is trying to see the potential of racing as a brand exposure. How to make their brand more known, especially if the brands are related to motorsports. For example, we have now KYB, which is a Japanese shock absorber company. They have sponsored our 2017 season, and they will continue to support us, I think, this 2018. And it's good because their product is immediately exposed to the user, the end users, those people who recommend these products to their friends and their family. And it's a great grassroots, but great way to expose your product.
JP, let's say some parents are watching now and their children have shown their love for the sport or are prone to getting into it, but these parents are kind of apprehensive, and probably the first thing that would come to their mind is, how safe would my kids be when they engage in this? How do you address the safety issues?
Well, safety, motorsport is inherently dangerous. We have to accept that. That's why we hold the events in a safe and controlled environment, and we have the ambulance on standby, paramedics, and we use the FIA trained track marshals to respond immediately to any events. And we take all necessary precautions just to make sure that racing stays as safe as it can within the limits of the sport. So just as an anecdote, we have had kids as young as 9 years old. Parents just sign the waivers, and if the kid's really interested, we offer instruction to train them and hone their skill. And some are not even in motorsports, like in karting. They just go there, it's their first time using a real car, and they go out there and they have fun in a safe way. So we just always say, drive within your limits to keep safe.
Okay, might as well push this to the hilt. We are promoting local motorsports. We are promoting your motorsports discipline. Probably you can take this opportunity to give us the schedule for this year.
Yeah.
If for those of our viewers who may want to join or who may just want to watch, what are the schedules?
So we are going to start the season March 3 at the Clark International Speedway. All race fans and people who love cars, you're welcome to join us. Admission is free. You can watch for free. And all other weekends follow from April all the way to October. We're running race weekends mostly on the first Saturday of every month. And we also organize the 4-hour and 8-hour endurance races twice a year. So we're doing the 4-hour Philippine Endurance Challenge for June 10. And we're doing the 8-hour endurance race for 2018 this December 2. So guys, if you want to check out the schedule and get into more details, please check out our Facebook page, FlatOut Race Series. And you can also check out our website, flatoutraceseries.com.
In closing, JP, would you like to address our parents probably watching who have thoughts of encouraging their children? By children, we mean boys and girls, to join in the motorsports? Please, the camera is yours.
So, motorsports in the Philippines needs the young guns, the young people to, take part and be the new blood in our sport. So if you're interested, or if your family or your kids are interested, we'd love to help you, we'd love to guide you, and we'd love to show you our racing family and how fun it is. And do check out our Facebook page and contact us if you want to take part. See you at the racetrack.
JP, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Butch.
And good luck.
Good luck. Thank you.
That was Mr. JP Castellaño, Vice President of FlatOut Race Series, one of the leading car racing clubs in the Philippines, our guest on Race Weekend this week. Very soon we shall be giving you the coverage of some of the major motorsports events in the country here on Race Weekend. Watch out for that.